All right, thank you everybody for being here. Athletes, you really didn't have a choice, but non-athletes, thanks for coming. For those who don't know me, my name is Nico Lambert. I'm a senior mechanical engineering major and captain of the men's volleyball team. I'm honored tonight to speak in front of my peers and introduce a true hero. In my numerous trainings for being an RA, I've learned that it's important that everybody knows their resources on campus. We are blessed at Stevens with such an amazing staff to help us through all injuries, whether they're physical, mental, or emotional, and I encourage you to utilize these resources if you are in need. Counseling and psychological services is a confidential resource that will be there for you. Here at Stevens, we all rise together. As members of the Stevens community, we should bring each other up and make each other better to the best of our abilities. I hope that everybody leaves here tonight and takes some time to reflect. Reflect about past experiences when you had the opportunity to prevent a bad outcome and you didn't. As Rafiki in The Lion King says, the past can hurt, but it's up to you to choose to run from it or make it a learning experience. Once you finish reflecting, ask yourself, what will I do differently now? How can I be the change that I want to see? You're all present tonight to hear an amazing man speak. Kyle Richard is the captain of the football team here at SUNY Cortland and has been recognized nationally as an advocate against sexual violence, including by former Vice President Joe Biden and It's On Us movement. Kyle is proof that one college student can make a huge difference. Without further ado, here's Kyle Richard.
Thank you so much. Hello, I'm Kyle Richard. As he said, senior, captain of the football team. We don't have football here, unfortunately. But you guys haven't lost a game in a little while, so that's pretty good. Anyways, as you said, I've been recognized nationally through my sexual violence prevention, strategizing, my bystander intervention, for a story that happened recently in 2017 in the summer. I was actually, I don't know if anybody knows, off campus at Hofstra University in the summer. I was at a friend's house and we were at a party. It was me and all my high school friends were at this kid's house because he goes there, we were all just meeting up. Basically what was going down is we were having a good time. I'm pretty sure everybody here likes to have a good time. It came to 2 a.m., party was over, no cops shut it down. Fortunately for us, we're thinking, all right, let's shut it down before the cops get here. Nobody wants to, I relate to a lot of people here, I'm pretty sure, when I say that. And I was underage too, so that's another thing. I just turned 21 recently. So again, I can relate to a lot of you. But 2 a.m. came, party's ending, and one of my friends said there was like a noise coming from the bathroom. And I didn't know what was really going on. To be completely honest, I was just like, it could be anything. Somebody's just crying, whatever. So I walk over, and my friend Suleiman is banging on the door. Something's going on. So I was like, what's going on? So I start banging on the door. I'm a football player, so I go to really just try to knock down the door. Click comes from the inside of it, so the door gets opened. And who I see is a person that I did not actually know, because filtering in throughout the party were people that were unbeknownst to me. I didn't know if somebody else knew them, but they weren't just my friends there at this point. So we opened the door, and this person I actually saw prior to about a half an hour, 45 minutes before I opened that door. It was a young girl. She was intoxicated, very intoxicated, to the point where I actually took a drink from her earlier in the party. She was stumbling over herself a little bit. Her friends weren't there for her. They actually left her at this party. So, that right there was kind of alarming. I didn't even know who her friends were, because I just don't know this person. Like, it could be, a friend from somebody else, I just didn't know. But when I open that door, I see this girl being physically attacked by this male. He had his hand around her neck, and he was obviously looking to force sex upon this girl. As a man, right at that moment, I had the most negative energy I've ever had in my entire 20 years of living. She ran out. I went after her to make sure that what was going on was not fake and wasn't going through just an illusion to me. I asked her what's going on. She said he was trying to rape me. My friend went after the guy first, but the perpetrator, he ended up escaping through the house, and I'm sitting there like, no way is this guy gonna try to do this and just get away with it. No way. My mother's a police officer. Her instincts are always to, stand up for those in need. I assumed that everybody else would have done the same thing. I ran out, I looked for him, I found him out in the street, and as I approached him and confronted the individual, I saw his face and everything. He walked back and I asked him, what are you doing here? What were you doing to her? And he pulls out a gun and he shoots at me 3 times. He shot me 2 times. One bullet went through my right leg, one through my left leg. And he ran away, shooting towards the house, hitting one of my friends in the back. My friend survived, and he is alive today. He's still recovering. But this perpetrator gets in the car, gets out. I'm able to get inside. I didn't know what was going through my head, but other than, am I going to be okay? Is my friend going to be okay? And is that girl going to be okay? And I say that because as I'm on the couch, bleeding profusely, I look up and I see the girl in the corner of the room crying and saying, this is my fault, this is my fault, this is my fault. She's running around in circles, she doesn't know what to think. She thinks it's her fault. So that just changed my whole mindset at that point, and I was like, no, I'm gonna be all right. He's gonna be all right. She has to understand that this is not her fault. She was blaming herself for what had happened. Something that was something that it might sound obvious to many, but in today's society, if you look, there's a big thing it's called victim blaming. So not only do people blame victims of sexual violence in numbers that are substantially bigger than what you would assume to be like, all right, somebody did something wrong, that person should get in trouble. Instead of, oh, this person had something wrong done to that person. That doesn't make any sense how you could blame the person, the victim, right? Anyways, I get in the hospital and I keep on thinking back on it. But in my eyes, I was doing the right thing at the time. I was just trying to make sure that she was all right. I ended up getting shot, and everybody, can look at it in a negative light. However, when I was recovering for the football season that year, I was still, getting over the trauma, as Nico said. See who you got to see to make sure that your mental health is okay. Because sometimes traumatic events, everybody's been through some type of trauma. It's always good to reach out to your coaches, anybody like that. Any type of role model you need, any type of psychologist you need, because that definitely helped me out. Got my thoughts together. And when that did happen for me, I realized that, all right, let me just see why everybody just is deciding to label me some type of hero, because I just assumed that I was just doing the right thing. And I look at the numbers, and this number here is 66% of the time that there is a bystander present during a sexual assault. 66% of the time, the sexual assault is completed. 66%. I don't know about you or anybody else, but if I was there every single time that happened, if I was there again on the same night where I was shot, there's no way in my head that I would not at least say something, at least stop it. These people that are letting this thing happen are people's friends, they're people's families, that are letting somebody torment somebody's brain for the rest of their lives. Things happen at 8 years old, 10 years old, and this follows a victim till they're 90, sometimes, and they're called people, and I'm sure people in here can relate and have, unfortunately, have had something happen or had a friend, something happen to a friend or family member. It's called rape survivor for a reason, because it is tormenting, okay? And for the prevention, we don't talk about the victim. We don't talk about what the victim did. Everybody in here likes to have a drink, right? We all like to, we're in Hoboken right now, so I was downtown and I saw the bars, right? We all like to have a good time, right? So what I'm saying is, you can have a good time without having to worry. You shouldn't have to worry about what somebody's gonna do to you. You shouldn't blame a victim for being drunk. You can't blame a victim for being high. Because at the end of the day, there is a right and there is a wrong thing to do to another human. It is inhumane to rape somebody, and it is inhumane to watch that happen and let something like that happen. Inhumane. But we're gonna blame the victims? No, that's not what we're gonna do. We're gonna promote active bystanders. How people have been uplifting me, I could care less about myself, because I just know that my voice today is gonna influence one mind in here at least. It has to. One mind that's gonna say, next time they see something going on, even if you don't know a person, if you do know a person, that mind is gonna change and they're gonna stop something from happening. They're gonna be an active bystander, and that's gonna be a true hero, and they're gonna be recognized as a true hero. I don't care if it's one moment where you see somebody doing something, talking to a girl who is obviously drunk. It could be a girl talking to another girl who's drunk. It could be a man talking to another man who's drunk and physically, assaulting, physically doing something that you see isn't right. Be the person, be the hero in that person's life at that moment, because that's going to carry that person a long way, longer than you expect. I didn't realize that my story was going to touch so many people. I thought that what I was just doing was the right thing, as I said before. But now that I see it, I want everybody else to experience that feeling. I want everybody else in here to experience what it's like to stand up for somebody's life. Because when I got to that door, it was just at the start of it, nothing was completed. Just nipped it right in the bud. If I did not go to that door, if my friend didn't go to that door, somebody's life would have been altered forever. Possibly forever. Definitely a thought in their head that will never ever leave them in the most negative energy possible. I'm turning a shooting into something that's positive, because we're not going to hold our heads on on that part of it. I'm alive, and I'm here to tell my story. I'm alive, and I'm being recognized for being a hero. Even though I don't see myself as just that, I just see myself as a Kyle Richard, a football player. I'm sure each and every one of you can be a hero. Whether it's just saying hello to somebody when they're in an uncomfortable situation, saying, oh, what do you want to do later? Even if it's not even your friend, you could completely act like it's your friend. When somebody's in an uncomfortable situation, completely act like you know that person. Like, oh, come here real quick, I gotta talk to you, come here real quick. Just stop the situation from happening. That makes you a hero. No matter how little it sounds, that makes you a hero. At that moment, somebody's gonna remember you forever for that. And that's why I come around. That's why I do these speeches, because I want everybody in here, I want at least one person, at least, to realize that you can be an active hero, an active bystander, doing what's right. I'm on a college campus still, and I walk around and I do see a change in our campus, and I know that Stevens has been doing a great job for years prior to me even coming here, and getting the athletes here, getting the students here, making sure that everybody hears somebody else's voice, or do trainings and make sure that everybody understands where this is coming from. But even if you're not in Stevens, even if you're somewhere else, on vacation, something, you know what's right, you know what's wrong, be the hero. Be the person that stops something bad from happening. You're going to be a hero in somebody's life by saying a word. You don't even have to full on do what I did and go out there and confront them or her. You don't. All you have to do is say a word or two and stop things from happening. Thank you so much for having me. I really do appreciate this so much. I do enjoy talking to the students, and I'll be here after I'm done speaking to make sure that if there's anybody in here with any type of thing on their mind about something that happened or there's a story, because I do enjoy, hearing the stories, because I take it in and it's knowledge for me too, because I'm still learning myself. But if anybody is touched or anybody wants to say something to me or talk, I'll talk to every single one of you right now. All right? Thank you so much.
All right, guys, again, say thank you to Kyle. Let's give him another round of applause. Here at Stevens, and most of you have seen me and a couple of our other bystander trainers and facilitators and stuff like that who have gone through things with all of you guys as student athletes. So we're just gonna go over just a quick couple of things. I promise it's not long. And stuff. Most of you have been through bystander training with us. Here at Stevens, we have different definite policies and stuff that protect everyone, and a couple of things that everyone except our freshmen have gone through and our freshmen will be going through in the next couple of weeks. Just a couple of things to kind of go over. What is a bystander? Passive bystander is a person who is present at an event or incident but does not take part. An active bystander, a person who is present at an event or incident and takes action to intervene. What is a bystander effect? Basically, the easy way to describe it, this whole room, we're at a party right now. We're a lot less likely to react if something happens, comparatively if we're walking down the streets of Hoboken late at night and we see one person kind of struggling, falling down, or bleeding and kind of sitting on the side of the road. We kind of see, okay, their friend's gonna help them out. Okay, they're just drunk. They'll just kind of sit there and we'll, get them later. That we need to kind of stop. We need to make sure that we're helping out that individual that may need help. Also, there's a bunch of ways to do that. The greater the number, we're a lot less likely to help in that. But if we kind of take that time out and be like, all right, I'm just gonna use names. You guys all know I have the dog Frank. But Frank's in the corner, he's not doing so well. Hey, offer him a glass of water. Offer to get him home. Get an Uber from the bar. I know a lot of you guys remember, we've talked about it before, but in Hoboken, a lot of the bartenders are now trained to know, hey, something's going on. You can notify them and they will say something to the bouncer, help assist with you guys, or make sure, not to serve anymore. So 3 steps to intervention. First, recognize the problem. Recognize that there's something going on. Number 2, assume personal responsibility. Don't assume that someone else is going to step in. And number 3, speak up. And how can you do that? The 3 Ds. Here at Stevens, you guys got to see that on magnets, posters, and everything all around campus. And we use direct, distract, and delegate. You can use any of these in almost any situation. Ways to be direct. Hey, is this person bothering you? I'm gonna call the police if you're harassing. That comment made me feel really uncomfortable. You guys are in all these group chats and group me's and everything like that. Be direct. I know a lot of times in the Leadership Academy you guys have put, that's not us. I had a team that, I knew they put some stuff in their group chat and they put, that's not us, to make sure that that didn't continue. That's a very important thing to remember. Social media is a big, big thing with you guys. Be direct. Make sure you're not having that continue. We've had many teams at other schools lose a whole entire season because of something that was put on social media. Distract. Hey, aren't you in my engineering class? One of my favorites. Do you have a tampon? I know for guys, that'll really throw you off. I think your car is being towed. Or hey, isn't that so-and-so over there? You know, those types of things, they're just distraction. You know, I always use the, hey, giving someone a cup of water and saying it's vodka. You know, if they're really drunk, they're not gonna really even realize. For most of the time, most of the time. All right, we know. Not that anyone in this room has been drinking ever, right? No. The last one is delegate. This is the biggest tool that you can use on a college campus. You can always delegate, all right? Campus police. If an incident occurs on campus or in campus lease housing, you can call campus police. If you're calling from a line that's directed in Stevens, you can use the 3911 or the whole number 201-216-3911. If you ever feel uncomfortable, there's also the blue boxes around campus, which the police talk to you guys about during compliance meetings. Also, if you're off campus, dial 911. Most of the time you guys have an iPhone. If you click it 3 times on the home button, I think it's 3 to 5, it'll automatically call 911. That's always something important to remember. Have your phone out, ready to call if you feel uncomfortable in a different situation. I know you're probably all trying it out right now. Put your phones away. The other one is the care team. I know I've talked about this a lot and in all of our compliance meetings, but if you are concerned, and this is a non-emergent concern, you are not concerned about someone taking their life or harming themselves, but if you're concerned, hey, maybe they're not showing up to practice, maybe they're not showering all the time, maybe they're not, you know, doing, I know you guys laugh, but that actually has happened. But, you know, simple things like that. You're concerned that maybe they had a family death and they're not dealing with it in the right way. Guys, keep it down, please. But they're not dealing with it in the proper way. The care team is a great resource that you guys can use. You can, 1, email care@stevens.edu. Number 2, you can come see myself. I am a part of the care team. And number 3 is on your Stevens portal. There is a triangle with an exclamation point that you can submit a care report, a Title IX report. You can submit any kind of report you've ever wanted in your life right on that website. All right? Another great resource, your coach. Your coach recruited a lot of you guys. You know, they're a great resource to use. I promise they were all in college at once, and they know what you guys are going through. Professors, CAPS, where is counseling located? Can anyone tell me? You should all know this. 7th floor of Howell, yes. Resident advisors, if there's something going on in your dorms, you're concerned about someone, if someone's doing something illegal in the dorms, that is a person that you can notify. Also, if you're concerned about someone, hey, they mentally may be struggling, that is a great resource to use. And then the last one, your supervisor. And for a Title IX coordinator, this has changed a little bit, so something to really, really pay attention to. But Phil Gaiman in the Office of Disability is our Title IX interim coordinator right now. So he is located on the 7th floor of Howell, also right off the side of counseling. So they're all great resources to use. And you know, here at Stevens, we want to prevent as much as we can. So remember the 3 Ds. Can we repeat them? Ready? Direct, distract, and delegate. Again, always remember you can delegate in a situation. Campus police, you can always call them, let them know a party's getting out of control, stuff like that. Coaches, advisors, everything. They're all great resources, and the most resources you'll ever have in your life is on a college campus. All right. So, last thing, so you guys can all get credit for being here. You're gonna log into your Front Rush account on your phones. Finally, you can pull out your phones. All right, that doesn't require talking. So everyone pull up your Front Rush accounts. This may take a couple minutes as there is about 500 of you trying to log on at the same time. But go to your Front Rush account. You're gonna click on the Kyle Richards Speaker verification form. You're gonna complete that, and that shows that you're here in attendance. We will be shutting that